A storm of scandal and silence swept across South Africa this week when Julius Malema, the fiery leader of the economic freedom fighters, lashed out at KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi with a shocking insult. Mkhwanazi is nothing but a puppet of the establishment. His words landed like a thunderclap, cutting through cameras, microphones, and headlines. Yet in that explosive moment, Mkhwanazi did not flinch, did not retaliate. He met fire with silence, and that silence has grown louder than the insult itself, echoing across the nation. To understand why this clash has South Africans divided, you need the context. Julius Malema is infamous for his fearless, sometimes ruthless, style of politics. His speeches often shake parliament, his words ignite social media, and his persona thrives on controversy. Standing across from him is Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, a man whose discipline and unshakable composure have made him one of the most respected figures in law enforcement. He is known for his testimony before the Nhlanhla Commission, where he pulled no punches about corruption and political interference in the police. These two figures represent opposite forces, Malema's thunder against Mkhwanazi's calm. The insult Malema hurled wasn't random. It cut at the heart of South Africa's fragile trust in the police. By calling Mkhwanazi a puppet, Malema was suggesting that the commissioner is controlled, powerless, and nothing more than a mouthpiece for higher political powers. The accusation was meant to weaken Mkhwanazi's authority, turning him from a commander into a caricature. But instead of responding in kind, Mkhwanazi let the words hang in the air. That silence became a powerful moment. For some, it showed strength, a refusal to play Malema's game. For others, it raised doubts. Was he silent because he had nothing to say in his defense? And so the debate spilled far beyond the room. On social media, Malema's statement spread like wildfire. Supporters praised him for telling it like it is, claiming he dared to say what others were too afraid to. Critics condemned the remark as disrespectful, arguing that it tore down the very institution South Africa so desperately needs to restore. Caught in the middle, ordinary citizens debated what it all meant. Was this insult the truth finally spoken, or was it just another political stunt? Did you expect this twist? That one sentence could ignite such a heated national conversation about dignity, respect, and credibility. This story matters because it is bigger than personalities. It's about the public's trust in justice. South Africa is a nation scarred by political assassinations, corruption scandals, and violent crime. When a senior police commissioner becomes the target of public ridicule, the fear is not just about bruised pride. It is about whether the very foundation of law enforcement is being undermined. Ordinary families feel the weight of these battles. A mother waiting for justice for her murdered son wonders if the police can still be trusted. A business owner living under constant threats asks whether leaders care more about insults than solutions. Every word from Malema, every silence from Mkhwanazi lands on a public already carrying the heavy burden of doubt. The reactions are telling. At rallies, Malema's supporters cheer, convinced he has unmasked a system rigged against the people. On television, analysts debate endlessly. Was Mkhwanazi's silence wise, or was it dangerous? If he refuses to defend himself, is he above the fray, or does he leave space for Malema's words to define him? The consequences of this clash could ripple far. Malema thrives on escalation. If silence robs him of an opponent, he may go even further, using sharper words to provoke a reaction. Mkhwanazi, on the other hand, risks being seen as passive if he never answers back. In politics, silence is powerful, but it can also be dangerous. How would your community respond if its police chief was accused of being a puppet on a national stage? Would silence be admired, or would it be seen as surrender? This moment also shines a light on the Nhlanhla Commission itself, the backdrop of this confrontation. Mkhwanazi's testimony there has already peeled back the curtain on corruption and interference in the police. Malema's attack, framed against this backdrop, looks less like a casual insult and more like an attempt to discredit a man whose truth-telling threatens powerful interests. The symbolism is undeniable. Malema is the disruptor, using words as weapons. Mkhwanazi is the soldier, using silence as his shield. Their clash tells South Africa a story not just of two men, but of the type of leadership the nation is willing to follow. Do you believe justice is served when political leaders attack individuals instead of tackling crime? Or does justice come from restraint, proving that true leadership rises above insult? The story is not finished. Malema will continue to provoke. Mkhwanazi will continue to hold his silence. Or perhaps one day he will break it. What happens next may shape the future of political discourse in South Africa and the faith of its people in their institutions. As the dust settles, one truth stands clear. Malema's words may have sparked headlines, but Mkhwanazi's silence has become the real story. Silence that some call strength. Silence that others call weakness. Silence that demands interpretation. And so we leave you with this. Which is stronger? Words that scorch the room, or silence that endures long after the echoes fade? Thank you for watching. If this story pulled you in, don't just scroll away. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more powerful real-life stories that cut to the heart of South Africa's struggles. And tell us in the comments, was Mkhwanazi's silence brilliance,